This is Primoz Lazar here, business growth specialist and leader. Get with one-on-one coaching with me at primozlazar.com/one-on-one. Welcome back to our program. So this is going to be the third part now. You had the first part, which was the summary of how the success can evolve for you. The second part was more of the background of my story that came to the point now that I want to share really with you what are the success principles that I learned in the first part of the story, because we need to go as well through the second part of the story. But first we are going to cover the foundation that I learned in the company that I was working in, the photography business company. So it just goes that way. Look, I started looking for something bigger, and I decided at that time I'm going to own a billionaire empire, billionaire company. Okay, this is my goal. For me, that's very realistic in some way, because I am very evolved to understanding people, to communicate well. I got huge vision, I got huge mind, so I don't see why wouldn't I do something that I really put in my mind to do, because at that time I said I want to be completely different than everybody else, okay? And I saw already the information, and I know and I saw that it's possible. So I set for myself huge goals, okay? And you should keep this goal private. Now, when I started moving away from the weekly work in the photography company, I started at home developing the foundation for the new huge empire that I'm going to build, okay? And at that time I didn't know anything about online business. I didn't even know what's the difference between network marketing and affiliate marketing. I didn't know what's internet marketing. I didn't know what's digital marketing. I didn't know what is personal growth really. I didn't know what's Facebook ads. I didn't know anything really. What's email marketing? Forget about it. Primoz Lazar at that time, even at that time, didn't know anything yet, okay? But I committed, okay? When I was doing the photography job, okay, when I stopped working with them, I committed that I'm going to succeed with my new vision, okay? And the premium life model evolved to the point that the first program sticked to it, okay? There were many more programs in it, but the first program sticked to it, and the third program as well, but few of the other ones needed to fall out because they were just not designed very well. So my point is that the first one was called the success program, okay? And that are the principles that I learned when I worked in that company, okay? So it all stays on a beautiful foundation, which I also lay out in some other course which I have, which is called Success Course. But basically says that, look, you need to evolve yourself personally, okay? You need to become so sufficient, you need to master all the success principles, and you need to be always open for growth, okay? I mean, that's how I designed this success program, and I learned most of it from Napoleon Hill's laws of success, and then I structured it into my own words, because I needed to lay down the foundation for the premium life success program, and even for the premium life company, okay? But I practiced everything already, many of these things in the photography business, okay? First of all, you need to be sufficient personally, okay? Then, second of all, you need to decide what you really want to achieve in your life, okay? Where you would like to move towards to, okay? That's the second thing that you need to decide, okay? And then you need to start evolving yourself to the point that you are going to be able to handle this vision. that you set your goals for. Okay? And when you got this plan in place, the strategy of how you're going to achieve all that, you need to understand some other principles as well, okay? That you will need to cooperate with others in a spirit of harmony. Okay, you cannot succeed single-handedly, but you need to cooperate with others. Okay, as you can see, this success course or program or formula is based on what I already shared with you in the first part of this conversation between me and you, okay? And you can only affect others through enthusiastic approach, okay? Only because enthusiastic is that highest emotion, one of the highest emotions beside of love, freedom, passion, okay? Enthusiasm comes far and far, far and far, okay? It comes farther than negative emotions as depression and stuff like that. So, you need to be enthusiastic, okay? You need to cooperate with other people. You need to form a great mastermind with other people. You need to have hard work ethic in some way, okay? It's not always that you need to work hard, but you also need to work smart, okay? You need to apply the principle of the compounding effect, which means that you need to start compounding your greatness, the energy, the finances. See, these all are success rules. And there is many topics that I could talk about on that because I have learned everything, okay? It also comes to the leadership. How well can you lead your team of people? How well I needed to lead the couple that I'm doing photo shoot with as a photographer. How well I can lead my other photographers. How well can I interact with the client? Okay, how well can I progress? How well I can sustain? How much stamina do I have as a person? How quick I become angry? How quick I give up on the topic that I'm working on? See, these are all the success principles, okay, that you learn from your mistakes. I know that I'm talking fast right now, but this is the only option that you succeed in your own way, that you understand these principles, because soon you are going to start experiencing the obstacles that you will need to overcome with these principles that I'm sharing with you, okay? All of that, for the first time ever, I experienced in that company, because I was working in that office every day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and there was 1 hour and a half to go for work and back, because at the beginning I didn't live next to the office. So I learned all of that stuff there. And I learned also how to ask for money there, okay? Because our boss, he didn't just give us money every week as they used to do they should do in Australia. You get paid every week from the job, but that was family business, so you needed to really ask for money. Let's say I was working 1 week, second week, and then I needed to go to the boss and I needed to say, can I get paid? And that emotion is very bad, that you need to go ask for your own money that you earned. So you see things like that, but what do you expect, bro? What do you expect? You need to ask your client for money. You will need to know these kind of things. You will need to go through this. So that was hard for me, but I still need to ask for money in sales. So you need to learn these topics, okay? There is many more things like this. How to be very detailed and have your computer very organized, and to not look, man, I could talk about things like that for a long time, but my main point that is worth of mention right now is that these are kind of things that I've gone through, and that shaped me very well, because also there was another owner of that company, and he was same as my father, okay? He can become very angry and upset on you if you do something wrong and if you don't go and exceed expectations. Okay, if you wouldn't exceed expectations, he would go upset and very wrong on you. And I needed to learn that. And even he put so much pressure on you, even if it was not your fault, it was your fault. But that shaped me so well that I don't really care if other people affect me, because they even can't affect me, because I'm already so personally strong, so committed to my own world. I'm the leader of my environment, and nobody can blame me, can say to me things which are not my problem. And you need to go through hard experiences to learn all about that, okay? So that was the first thing, what I learned in that company, how I designed the success program, success principles for myself. If you don't know, the first program, the success program, actually is the, if you sign up for it, which is free, it's actually success principle video of the day. So every day I record a video that I'm talking to the camera for 1 minute. I share with you the success principle of the day video, so you can subscribe for that program for free as well. Just go on your Premium Life website page, yourpremiumlife.com website, okay? And yeah, that's the success program that I have developed. So I'm sharing with you all these kind of small principles that I have learned and I'm still learning, okay? Now, the very important topic, okay? Now I live at that time I lived with my friend from Slovenia, who is older than me. He's around 50 years old right now, and he's single and a single father as well, with 2 kids. His daughter actually was the girl that I called to Australia, so I was able to go into Australia, and I met with her there, and then her dad came after us there. But anyway, I lived with her dad for around 1 year, whatever, okay? And when I lived with this person, I learned how to cook in some way. I learned how to iron the shirt. I learned how to always have my room very clean and sorted out. Learned some of how to be always strong and present and positive, always uplifted. That's what I learned as well. I learned how to wear nice clothes. I learned things like that because he used to be in an army, and they had different rules there in the army. You don't have your own will. You need to do whatever they say to you. You don't sleep if you want to sleep. Okay, things like that. I learned. So that was another experience that I went through in this kind of 7 years, okay, when I was getting ready, okay? So now I lived with that person, and I was trying to launch my Premium Life, okay? But my Premium Life had some troubles, okay? Because it was the success program, but I was not really successful. So how can I sell the success program, the knowledge that I have, and I didn't even know the truth of the business foundation and the sales and stuff like that. So, and I was talking to the wrong clients. I was talking to the people who I met in the park. I was practicing network marketing. I was trying to make a list of all the people that I met, new people in the park, and everybody else and things like that, and never worked. And I talked to all of my friends. Nobody ever believed in my Premium Life because the product was not very sufficient and stuff like that. So my Premium Life for 2 years couldn't take off. But on the other side, I never gave up on the Premium Life because I was always developing the website platform. So I built the website platform on my own. I learned how to do the websites. I created all the promotional videos for this project. I created everything in those 2 years when I lived with my Slovenian friend, and when I left the photography job. I was investing all my time into stuff like that. I even practiced the webinar presentation for this project already more than 25 times, and I never had one person on my webinar yet. I did it 25 times for 1 hour on my own, just like this, explaining how the model works. And the model, the project, it actually never worked, okay? Never had any clients at that time. Okay, never ever had any clients except few. There were some breakthroughs, don't worry. I had some clients at that time, either for free or they were paying some small amounts of money. You need to know that they were, yeah. And things were evolving, but just couldn't move forward, couldn't make any money. I was not able to make any money at that time. You know, not able to make any extra money. I was always living from the bill to bill, okay? I also drove Uber Eats so I could pay some bills, and that Uber Eats actually put me in another dilemma because I didn't have my business registered properly there, and then even now I still owe $2,000 to Australian tax because I thought that as I used to work with my Australian business there, I used to not ever pay tax even if I was having income, but because I drove Uber Eats, I actually needed to claim that, register for tax, blah, blah, blah. So now I owe $2,000 to Australian tax, still now. And I am going to pay it off this year, okay? Because $2,000 is not, this is not the only thing that I still owe, okay? There is few things that I'm in debt with, okay? So be careful. Even if I got great business model right now and I'm making money in cash, I still need to pay off some debt, okay? That's very important. Because things got worse at that time as well, okay? I was not ready yet, so the other thing happened, okay? My student visa expired when I was living with my friend there, and I would need to go back to Slovenia or sign up for another visa. But because I left that job and I didn't have any money, my dad, by the way, I already returned that money that he gave me for the first ticket. I already returned him that money. But then, if I wanted to stay in Australia, my mom and dad gave me $2,500 so I could pay for another visa there for another year because they believed in me in some way. You know, they supported me. They wanted me to stay in the foreign country because I was learning, I was experiencing things, so they invested in me, okay? Even if nothing was working really, I was trying and trying. So that's how I got into the debt with my dad again, okay? And things like that. So what happened then, I moved to different apartment. I left my Slovenian friend, my premium life project still couldn't take off. And then I met a business coach in Australia. I learned a lot of things from the business coach there, how to charge a lot of money, let's say, to the clients. But other than that, I tried to launch my ideal online business digital marketing agency at that time as well. So I got the foundation for that as well. I wanted this project to be part of the premium life, things like that. So I moved to new apartment and stuff like that. And then things started coming to an end. The premium life project still couldn't work, and my visa started expiring, and student visa and I quit from the second part of the school there. I just finished the normal diploma, the first part. The second part I quit. Advanced diploma, I never completed it. So again, nothing successful there yet, no money for me yet there in Australia. And then what happened was student visa expired. Oh, by the way, I had some success with my ideal online business agency there because I had 4 or 5 clients who paid me $1,500 at that time. That's true, because with that money, when my student visa expired, I was able to go for 1 month travel to Vietnam and Philippines, which are very cheap countries in some way, but that costed me like 3 or 4 grand, by the way, because I stayed in hotels and in the resorts because I was tired of everything. I was really, really tired of not succeeding in life. So I went for that trip for 1 month and then I returned back. Look, these are the last 4 months of Australian trip, which I'm talking about right now. And I returned back to Australia with tourist visa for last 2 months, okay? But already like 1 month before, I committed that I'm going to go to US for a growth conference. Okay, for first time to go to US for a business conference, okay? So I already committed at that time. So I went to Vietnam and Philippines and I came back to Australia and I lived there for another 2 months. I collected some cash again there, just working. I was still working on the weekends for photography job, which was always helping me still to pay some bills. And then I started to pack out and leave Australia behind because never I had the huge success there, and I don't know why. I was just not ready. The foundation was not strong enough, things like that. But what happened was, never had any success with the premium life, except when I went to US. By the way, I sold my car in Australia, bought a ticket to go to Hawaii, spend 1 day in Hawaii, very expensive hotels, $170 hotel, and sold my car in Australia, sold half of my photography equipment in Australia, went to US, Hawaii first and then Miami, stayed there for 1 week, okay? And when I came to Hawaii, oh, one more thing, man. Even when I went to Vietnam and Philippines, I ran out of money there. And I needed to call my neighbor from Australia, and he gave me his money, so I was able to buy a ticket to go to Australia. So I also owed to my neighbor, Ian, I owed him $500 then. And what happened then, I went to Hawaii, and they didn't want to let me to go into US because I didn't buy the flight ticket to go out of US. So they didn't allow me to come in. And the problem is I had only $300 or something on my card, and they wanted me on the spot to buy the ticket to go out of US, otherwise they would not let me in. So I called my friend Ian again, and I said to him that I was on the border control. I mean, they put me in that room with the border inspection people, the police actually, and they wanted me to buy the ticket on the spot. So I was actually trapped in Hawaii. First time I would come to US, finally in my dream, and I didn't have money. I called to my Australian friend Ian, it was like 4 a.m. or something. He picked up the phone because when I call him, and he's always available, even in the night, he wakes up, he sleeps or he doesn't sleep. My very good friend in some way, okay? Not in some way, a really good friend. So he picked up the phone and he transferred from his visa $450 to pay my ticket to actually be able to go from US out to Europe, okay? I already had paid for my ticket before from Hawaii to Miami, but the problem is that's still in US, but I didn't have the flight ticket to go out of US, so they didn't want to let me into US. So that got sorted out. I go to Miami. I didn't have any money when I came to Miami, okay? I just had money for my first night in one cheap hotel or motel or Airbnb, I'm not too sure. Airbnb, yeah. Was good actually, but things like that. So I was very lucky because I met a friend that I connected through Facebook Messenger. His name is Brandon, and I was able to stay with him in his hotel because I ran out of money in Miami. I was like on 50 or $100. I didn't have money for hotels, so we stayed together, okay? And Brandon was very happy because I even made a photo shoot with him, okay, and I gave him a great, amazing photos for the first time in his life, so he was very satisfied. And yeah, I stayed with him in his hotel because I was broke, no money in US. That was like February, that was like 3 months ago. 3 months ago I was broke. And all that time I was acting like now I'm acting like I'm a professional. I got the knowledge and stuff like that, okay? But I don't have excessive amounts of money because I was investing everything in my mind, and I never had a proven business model with which I could make a lot of money. I always had that photography job, I had stuff like that, and I could never make more than enough money, okay? Never. Even in Australia, I couldn't start business of photography. I couldn't succeed. I didn't know a right approach of the sales, didn't have right foundation, always foundation was just collapsing. Couldn't pay the bills for the apartment, was late, I couldn't have money for petrol. I came to a petrol station and I needed to pay by coins, like $4, and I said, oh, today is petrol very cheap, huh? I paid with $4 of coins and I said, today the petrol is very cheap, huh? And the lady was just looking at me, is something wrong with you, bro? Anyway, so I'm in US, okay? Growth conference, okay, for me it was alright, not good because I was general admission, and for 1 or 2 days I even squeezed into the VIP section and I was there with VIPs, okay? I covered my badge with my jacket so nobody knew that I'm actually not VIP. That was a cool experience. For the first time I saw so many great entrepreneurs at one spot, except yeah, in Sydney you could see many business people. In Sydney, business is very popular in Sydney. You can go walk in business district and everybody's in suits. That's amazing. Beautiful. Sydney city is very beautiful. Oof, so beautiful. Nicer city than, let's say, Miami. Maybe I have not seen much about it, but beautiful. Sydney city is beautiful, man. Amazing, dream city. Not for me yet, because I don't have enough passive income to be there with joy and freedom. But yeah, now what I'm saying is, I'm in Miami, go through this growth conference. I was hoping for a great breakthrough there. I hoped that I'm going to meet some person who is going to help me to stay in US. Never worked out, couldn't stay there yet. So it's a last day. Now it's a last day, it's Sunday in Miami, okay? And I am already broke, I don't have any money, and I'm still with my friend Brandon in the hotel, and I don't even know how I'm going to pay on my flight, when I go to my flight, how I'm going to pay for the extra baggage, okay, to go back to Europe, because I had my camera bag, equipment, extra bag. I didn't have even money for that, okay? So what happened was, let me tell you, my friend Brandon says, the lady approached to me actually at the growth conference, at that business conference. She said that tomorrow night is a post-party, networking party, okay? If you want, you can attend it. She gave me the ticket, okay? Not the ticket, but the invitation. Okay, and me and Brandon were driving home to our hotel, and I said to him that the lady gave me an invitation to the networking party, and he became excited. Oh, let's go to the networking party, blah, 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 why not, and stuff like that. And I said, come on, man, I got $50, or maybe I had $70 or something. How can I go? I don't even know how I'm going to come home back to Europe, bro. And what happened was, he bought for himself an early bird ticket for VIP, and we managed to push myself, because I was resisting, to pay $50 for executive networking ticket party, okay, for the party that's going to happen in the evening, okay? And he said, look, this is going to be a reward for you, okay? This is going to be reward for you. And what happened for me was, we went to this party, And I was very held back to connect to anybody there because I don't like parties, okay? People drink a little bit, even if it was business networking party, there were a lot of young people, and this was not high-end party, okay? Not with extremely successful people, but there are some young ones that kind of were successful because they have those social media agencies, they have probably, some of them were successful in network marketing and things like that. So some of them were successful, believe me, those young ones, okay? But the other ones, they were average. I don't even care. People were good there in some way. And I needed to break through my eyes in my mind, and I just started networking with people. And in like half an hour or 2 hours, Brandon comes back to me and says, "Come on, man, everybody already knows you here." And I said, "Come on, man, I'm talking to everybody. Of course they know me." But the point is not that, okay? I just opened myself. I became like a machine, okay? Knew everybody, started networking because I'm really good in networking. Yeah, two things, okay? First, let me cover what happened at the networking party, okay? I met my first supporter for the Premium Life project. Look, even Brandon, he was not supporter for the Premium Life project in some way. He believes in my vision, he knows what I want to achieve, but he couldn't manage to become part of my online masterminding group for my project. But I met Jeremy. Jeremy is the person that I met on that party who is now one of my main accountability partners in my Premium Life online networking community group, okay? I met Jeremy there, and I met another friend there, Michael. He's also now in my group. Both of them I met at the networking party, okay? And I've still got like 20 contacts from that networking party, so I can even talk to more people now through Facebook Messenger. But the second point is, so Miami was kind of a breakthrough for me, okay? I also met another person. Immediately when I came to Miami, Brandon didn't pick me up straight away. Brandon picked me up the next day, okay? But the first day, Pablo picked me up, okay? His name is Pablo, okay? And Pablo can open the doors for anything. He's an amazing networker, okay? So we met, and he picked me up and stuff like that. So I also met Pablo in Miami. So Pablo is also now in my accountability group networking program, in my mastermind group. So that's the funny thing, okay? The breakthrough for me happened actually in Miami, and I didn't even know that I'm breaking through. I was looking for breakthrough, and I didn't even know that I'm actually breaking through. But the saddest thing is, on Monday, I needed to go back to Europe. Couldn't stay in US. I felt like the only option for me is to go back home because couldn't stay there. Just couldn't, man. It would be a huge struggle for me. It was not meant for me to be there. I needed to go back home. And returning home after 3 or 4 years to live with my family was again very hard job, okay? I came into the environment. Nobody believed in me at the beginning. My family, they were a little bit stressed. I came back broke with no money again, with no job, with nothing. They didn't believe in me, what I was saying. They didn't believe in my words, my actions. They didn't believe me because they needed to support me again. And that was 3 months ago. Finally, I said, I ain't going to any job. I'm going to make it on my own. In 3 months being home, I have launched 3 websites for my local photography business. 3 websites, okay? Wedding photography, commercial promotional material, video and photography for businesses, companies, and the personal branding portraits, all right? Don't worry about branding portraits, but the problem is, it's not a problem. I launched these 2 websites, okay? Showcasing ideas and our story for weddings, okay? And my dad helped me and my sister to go for wedding expos, all right? And at those wedding expos, the breakthrough happened for me really, because freaking man, I learned how to make sales. I went to 3 wedding expos. The first one was the smallest one, just $60 to attend. I met some networking friends, but no sales, because it was really small expo. On the second expo, I met another 2 friends and a great networking partner as well, and few of sales, like 2 or 3 for each one for grand. But then on the third wedding expo was the biggest, which we paid $500 to attend, and I booked 12 weddings from there, and I still got a list of few more people to call, all right? 12 weddings for a photographer who is just starting. I'm actually not starting, but I'm really good. But I didn't have much of references, portfolio from Australia, because the company kind of didn't allow me to use my references that I shot for them for my portfolio. So I just had 2 or 3 weddings to show. So kind of I learned how to sell at the third expo, and I skipped very important part before. I'm going to tell it to you about soon. I really started mastering the sales process, okay? The thing that I forgot to tell you before was, during last 2 or 3 years, I was studying personal growth and sales and business through YouTube, watching YouTube, audio podcasts. I bought few courses. I invested in myself. So for last 3 years, I'm studying every day. When I eat, I study. Listen YouTube, watch YouTube. I watched the Shark Tank, all of the seasons. How many seasons is it? 9 seasons. I watched all of them, some of them twice, the episodes. And I watched The Apprentice, 14 seasons of Donald Trump, The Apprentice. I watched everything. I watched everything from Grant Cardone, from YouTube. I'm studying Dan Lok right now. I know what Gary Vee is saying. I'm studying the influencers. I'm like studying every day. Okay? I love the information. Okay, and I know that there is so much more. Okay, and I'm always studying. Today, when I will be eating at home, I'm watching YouTube through my AirPods. When I'm eating, I'm studying. And I'm doing this for 2 or 3 years already, all the time, okay? That was the point that I missed to tell you before. Now, at that wedding expo, everything changed, but the problem is, I went with my emotions so high and so well, but when I returned back to home, my dad exploded. I don't know why really, but the traction was still there. The problem is that, keep this private, okay? Sometimes he drank some alcohol and he was not able to control his anger and he just exploded. And even a week after, I had enough of he not controlling himself, and I lost myself as well, but I don't lose myself to become angry. Never, ever, ever. I don't become angry and stuff like that. So what did I do is, I stood up when I was eating and I said, "Can you listen to me?" Or something like that. "Be quiet." And I threw the plate on the table and it smashed all the way in the room. I'm just saying, what did I do? And I was not really angry, okay? Something in me just broke, like a branch. When you tried to break it, it just broke. Boing! So it smashed all over around that plate. And I just walked out of the room, went up in my room, and I put headphones in and I listened to the music. But because of the circumstances, my dad couldn't control still himself because he was under the substance of a little bit of alcohol. I'm just saying this, it's casual, nothing too big deal, man. I respect my dad. and we are working right now very well together. But anyway, he lost himself, but I didn't allow myself that something like that affects me, okay? Because even for last month or two, things like that still affects me, okay? I can feel that pressure because I'm not perfect yet in the moments, but I learned how to sell at that conference, exposition, okay? And then I transferred that sales process into my premium life sales process, and I created a system of how to sell, and I created a list, and I created the email, and I created the script for the phone. I even studied the sales pitch, the straight line from Jordan Belfort. I studied that course, so I became a master salesman, okay? So I studied all that, and because the weddings stopped a little bit, I booked them all in, but everything stopped a little bit from the reason because there was no more expos. There were no more expos, so I needed to make a next step with my local business, which is showcasing ideas, commercial stuff for the companies. So how do I make money now? And I started cold calling. And I had a great website. I put some portfolio there. I started cold calling, and finally I went for like 4 or 5 meetings with people, and I went there for free, just like they didn't book me, man. Wasted like 1 hour drives because I was not smart yet. My pitch was wrong. You know, I agreed to go on a meeting with them instead of asking them through the phone the qualifying questions and sending them proposal through the email first so they can see the price. And anyway, in 2 months I built a great sales machine for myself, okay? And then what happened now is I had my first success for $200, and then I had my second success for $400. Today, after 2 months, I did a project for $800. Next week, I got another project for $800 altogether, okay? Because I'm putting things together. And then I have few more deals for $500 each for my commercial stuff, that's what I was doing today actually. So I got these projects in, but then last week I found out a new website portal of where every bride submits that they are looking for a photographer. And I found there like 30 these submits, I'm not sure what the inquiries of the weddings, and that's where my sales skills came again. And I said to myself, okay, I got here 30 contacts. Half of them have a phone number attached to it, okay? Half of them are just proposals that you need to submit to them through the portal as a photographer, okay? Your offer, your proposal. So what did I say to myself? Look, I'm going to call all of these 15, which I got numbers from, okay? And from those 15, actually, I locked in 8 very solid offers. From those 8, probably I'm going to get 6 because I gave them a great personalized offers. So that's like $6,000. I spent probably 2 days on doing that, okay? And then I said to myself, all right, and from the other 15, which they don't have phone numbers, I'm going to submit a professional proposals to them, and I expect at least 1 or 2 of them to book me, even if I don't have their phone number. And that's actually what happened. She replied to me that she wants to have me as her videographer. So as you can see, from 30, I just needed to sort out the no's. Many of them said to me no, that they already have photographer, because these were 1 month old inquiries on their website, that blah, 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 okay? So you need to approach sales in that way, okay? Bottom line, in last 2 months, okay, I have gone through a great foundation, okay? And this is a fundamental step for me because finally I am back home. I'm very committed, I'm very sharp. I know how to make my own money. Okay, I'm very stable. My parents support me, my family supports me. You know, even if I can still feel some tension, but I feel that tension because I am very sensitive, okay? Because my senses are very good, okay? You guys probably would say, oh, that's not even a big deal. And I understand, it's not really a big deal if somebody gets a little bit impatient and stuff like that, okay? It's not a big deal, but because I'm perfectionist, I can sense each and every a little negative emotion vibration, okay? Because I am a big believer in staying on the positive side of the emotional scale. Now, with all that said, I got this plan now, okay? I even decorated my new room in the basement, the old room that I actually built like 4 years ago actually. It was a little bit echoing, okay? Echoing means that when you said something or you talked, it was echoing, the sound was reverbing, echoing, okay? So the problem is that I had this room down there, but it was very cold in it, okay? Because it's in a basement, plus it was echoing, which means that I couldn't do business from there for last 2 months, okay? And my dad didn't allow me to have a heater down there, okay? Because it's just so much waste of energy, okay? Because the basement is not isolated, okay? So it was waste of energy. So for the last 2 months, I was just working from my top room. Next to my bedroom, I had another room where I had my PC in. But the problem is that I was not very confident to work in that room because this room next to my bedroom was too close to my bedroom and to the bedroom of my brother. And it's just not that kind of isolated environment for business, okay? And I just couldn't feel motivated to do business from there because couldn't pick up the phone at all the time, okay? Just at the certain moments I was very empowered and I was able to do it, but not at all the time. So I started pushing, and what I decided, I needed to Google how to get rid of the echo in my room, okay? I Googled on YouTube, how to get rid of the echo in the room, okay? And you need to understand one thing. That was like 2 weeks ago, and I'm still not making too much money, okay? So I was YouTubing, and I was not going to spend $300 to buy the absorption panels to put on the wall so the echoing would disappear, because it's all about how the sound bounces from the wall and it creates an echo. So actually what did I do is I did it myself, okay? So DIY, okay, project. And I created those absorption panels on my own. I spent $80 in the construction shop. I bought the wood to create the frames. I bought the isolation, what is that thing called, stuff, and so I decorated my room nicely. I put these absorption panels all around my room so it's not echoing, and now this room freaking looks like the premium life room. I even printed the posters and put the jumbo posters on the wall, so my cover photo of the premium life is on that wall. So this is the dream room now that I have. And the best thing is of that room that I feel so good in this room, and it's like my office now. And for the last 4 days I'm working in that room right now, and from the day one when I started working in that room is when I started making so much business. I started making so much business. I sent all these proposals out to those clients that I told you when I found the portal with 30 inquiries. And in that working environment mood, okay, I called all my list of the cold calls people already and stuff like that, and that's how I even got this job today in, because just somebody really just recommended me, and the energy started flowing, and I got this job today in, and I got another job on next Saturday. That's because I cold called them. So I'm creating beautiful videos and photos for a art hotel next week, and I'm shooting already a wedding next week, and I got like projects in my mind to be done that I don't even know when I'm going to do them. It's so much work that I booked and locked in for myself, okay? So this summer I'm going to be really busy, okay? And beside of this local business stuff, okay, you need to know one more thing. The premium life is going to explode in the same way as this local business stuff did, because of my new room, okay? I'm going to be finally able to start networking more and more with the online individuals. But the thing is that what I'm doing right now is I'm just renovating some stuff for my project, because I'm actually building a task by task system. It's already built actually. I just need to finalize the worksheets. Task by task system to lead you guys through the curriculum of the program, okay? So that's what I'm doing with my premium life right now. And the premium life is going to be launched in next weeks. And I'm going to coach you guys, I'm going to coach people, and I'm going to do some great business also online. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, I just needed to pay for the toll, man. I'm back. Now I'm back. So yeah, I was talking with you about that. Look, local sales, amazing. Working very good, very well. The product for the premium life is ready. The dream room is ready. I even hired the virtual assistant to be sending out the first intro messages to random people, so I can get people on the discovery call after that, and I can reply and stuff like that. So I got so many inquiries already for the premium life. All of this is a huge potential that I'm having here, okay? And I wanted you to go with me through this personal story. I know it was long, but I wanted you to go through this struggle with me. I didn't even cover all the bases, but that was like important. That was really important, okay? This foundation that I shared with you is crucial, because this is going to help you understand that your journey is going to be tough as well, okay? Your journey is not going to be easy, okay? And if you will not prepare yourself personally very well, there is no way you can succeed in business if you will not become strong personally. There is no way you can succeed in business and everything that you're doing. No way. So, that's pretty much all for this video, for this story, okay? But now in the next section, next video, we are going to probably touch the base regarding to having a great business foundation, okay? And look, this last video is going to be extensive, 1.5 hours with me, okay? And we are going to touch the base regarding to having great business foundation, and how you will be marketing yourself, promoting, and how you will be networking, and how you will be doing the sales, and how you should have the right sales process in your mind, okay? So, actually I'm going to take a break here for 5 minutes, and then the last video, it might not be 1.5 hours long video, it might be like 1 hour and 20, because I think I'm going to cross the border right now, so I don't want to interact with the camera. But meanwhile, I'm driving down there. I want to express this. Look, I believe that if you believe in yourself, that there is a light at the end, And if you commit to becoming better, you will be able to do it. I mean, I am at the beginning of something great and I'm working hard for the last 7 years. You know, I have canceled all the distractions out. I'm just committed to business growth, meeting extremely extraordinary people. So I want you that you do the same, okay? You need to open your mind for the information that I'm giving to you and all the support, okay? I already invited you before, okay? And I want to invite you again, okay? You need to book a discovery call with me. You really need to book a discovery call with me so we can chat, okay? Look, it's going to take you 20 minutes conversation with me because I want to invite you into my program. I really want to introduce you to the idea that I have and how can I help you grow your business, because honestly, I'm saying this to everybody. The information that I got right now is extremely valuable because not many people know how to pick up the phone and make a sale, how to meet new people and build your network and serve them through your products. Okay? So I want to invite you for a discovery call. I gotta go now and I'm going to see you in the last section of this program. We are going to make something great together. I'm going to share with you basic ideas of how your business foundation should stand and how can you make more sales. See you later. Bye-bye.